Welcome to Magic Arcanum. I'm Ryan Gomez. Behind the scenes is Nicole Burdick, and we're so glad you're here because it's story time! Live stream edition. We've got early access to Dominaria United on Magic Arena, and I'm still brand new at this whole live streaming thing, so I hope you can all hear me there at home. I got chat open. I got two monitors now, which is really nice. I got the game over here. I got chat over here. I mean, I'm going to try to split my attention and handle all of this. But I need you guys to help out. You're on my team, Team Arcanum. You're my lore mages. So the plan today, we're going to do some drafts because normally you got to pay for those. And when you're in the early access, they just give you an account with like infinite money. So we can do all the drafts that we want. I don't have any decks prepared anyway, and with a brand new account, it's hard to like make decks with nothing prepared. So I thought we'd just do some drafts, kind of hang out, see what's cool in Dominaria United, and that's the plan. I'm going to start with just one stipulation, and that is because last week we did our preview card, which was Yotia Declares War. And if we see that going around the table in the first pack, I think it's fair that we have to take that and try to make it work because it's our preview card, right? Like we gotta. If it shows up later, we're not gonna necessarily take it. Although if we're already in red, then we'll do that. So that's the plan for today. Just kind of crank out some drafts here and see what we can make happen with Dominaria United. Now, I had wanted to do quick draft because then you get more time to look at the cards because you're drafting against the bots. That doesn't seem to be available in the early access client right now. So the event runs for 24 hours. It started at 10 a.m. Eastern time today, and it runs until 10 a.m. tomorrow. So sometimes the first 12 hours they have some features available and they unlock or change things for the back half just to kind of keep it fresh. But that's where we're at right now. So we've got Premier Draft. We're just going to fire off one of these, use some of our abundant gold. And see what we can do. Now, please let me know if volume is weird. I've got some, like I said, new settings. I'm just trying to up my game a little bit here every time we do one of these streams. They're a lot of fun. Early access is super cool, and I'm excited to be doing this. One other thing. There's a bit of a rainstorm coming through. Last week during the live stream in which I had my preview card, I did lose power briefly, just enough to knock out internet and stuff. And it ended the stream kind of abruptly. If that happens again today, I will try to restart things as quick as I can, unless power goes out and stays out, in which case, you know, my hands are tied. But if it's just a little blip, you know, sit tight, and I'll try and come back, and we'll get things going. All right, volume is good. Okay, that's good. So that's the microphone is working. That's good to know. I also have the game audio. I used to just have the game audio play through my speakers, and then the mic would kind of pick it up, and you'd get like a muffled, kind of crappy version of the game audio. Now I think I have OBS, which is the software you use for streaming. I think I have that set to capture the game audio itself and just pipe that right out to you guys. But it's hard to tell how loud it is now because, you know, it's just a slider where I can slide the volume up and down, but we'll see. All right, Dahada seems like the cooler precon. Yeah, oh, so the precon decks for the commander look pretty cool. The 5-color Painbow and the legends. I love legends. I'm a sucker for legendary creatures and characters, and I think that's the one that I would look at first, but I don't know. I haven't really had a chance to study the full list for both. In fact, the commander I'm working on right now, let me grab it. I had some Battle for Baldur's Gate stuff, and I opened, what is this, the foil etched can you see it? Is it all glare? I mean, if I take it out of the sleeve. It's Raphael, the Fiendish savior, the demon, or excuse me, the devil noble who buffs up all your devils, imps, demons, and tieflings. I don't know a lot about Dungeons and Dragons. I'm trying to get into it. I'm trying to start playing that too, but I just happen to have one of these. And I thought like a cool demon deck with some devils and imps in there. That's what I'm trying to build right now. But you know, I don't know. I haven't played a lot of paper magic lately. I was in quarantine and I was in Texas and I didn't know anybody and I was a little intimidated. And I just moved back home to New York and I got family here and I got friends here, and I'm going to try to do a pre-release this coming weekend and you know, get back into the paper magic scene. So that's where we're at. All right, hopefully we can find a few more people willing to fill these seats so we can get a draft going. That's the other reason I wanted to go against the bots, because you don't need a full table to do it. But there we go. All right, we're ready. We're ready. Oh, I didn't set my avatar. I just oh, Liliana. That's fine though. I'm making a Raph Capuchin Dominaria deck. That sounds amazing. All right, let's focus. We don't have a ton of time here. We got a whopping minute. So we can have the Phasing of Zhalfir is our rare, a blue saga that can destroy all creatures. Pretty sweet. Our uncommon is Founding the Third Path. I don't love that one. Sengir Connoisseur, Vampire. Or Elis Ilkor, the Sadistic Pilgrim. That's a legend. I like it. It's Phyrexian. Are we Phyrex? Oh, first make sure there's no Yotia Declares War. Okay, there's not. So, what do we like from here? I kind of like just taking the rare, right? Phasing of Zhalfir. That seems like a pretty handy card to have. We got Academy Wall. Like, I don't really want to do the Defenders deck. I don't think I want to start with a 2-color card. Definitely don't want to start with a common land. I guess we're taking Phasing of Zhalfir, and we'll see where that leads us. Is there a way to make this like bigger? That's better. All right. There's a lightning strike, and I saw somebody say I should take lightning strike to ward off the potential lightning storm. Blue-red, that could be kind of fun. That's like a good wizard spellcasting kind of a thing. Other options here, we've got Angel, Twinferno. Okay, do we just take lightning strike? I mean, that's a reprint. It's not an exciting new card, but I think it would work well with our kind of blowing everything up deck that we got going. So we'll take lightning strike, and now we keep ourselves open in case we see Yotia Declares War. And look at this, now we have a red-blue legendary wizard. All right, you may cast instant and sorcery spells as though they had flash. That could be good. Whenever card name attacks, you may pay 2. If you do, when you cast your next instant or sorcery this turn, copy it. So that could be also good. I mean, it's early. I don't like to commit to 2 colors necessarily so early on, but this could be a fun thing to kind of build around, and that's why we're here. Ooh, and then Radha, one of my favorite characters. She's so cool, but she's not quite in our colors. Essence Scatter, countering stuff. Or we can get a Merfolk Wizard that we can tap for a blue to cast an instant or sorcery or a kicked spell. I think that would be helpful. What do you think? We'll do that? All right. Hype for the new common lands for my budget decks. Absolutely. They are just one untapped away from being the duels of yesterday. Tolarian Terror costs less for each instant and sorcery. I think we're on a red-blue instant sorcery deck already. I don't normally call it so early, but this thing's great. A 5/5 with Ward. I would love to drop that and just smash some people with our Sea Serpent. So cool. I've never done a pre-release. Well, Charles, you are missing out, my friend. Pre-release is premium magic. It is super exciting. You get the new cards. It's a level playing field. You know, everyone's starting with the new cards and seeing what's what. Sealed deck is an interesting format because it's a little luck dependent, but you know, you get your pack there, you crack it, build the best deck you can. You don't have to really worry about drafting or anything. And then a lot of places they do prizes just for participating. You don't even have to win. Like, obviously you still want to play your best, but and they'll give out promos. Some places served like themed snacks and drinks. Sometimes there's people dressed up in costumes or cosplay. Pre-release absolutely is like half of why I play Magic these days is to go to pre-releases, and then like 40% probably to play Commander, and then I don't know, 10% live streaming. Whatever. Okay, what do we got for our red and blue deck? We could take a turtle, a 4-mana 2/5, a little clunky. We could take a goblin, 2-mana 2/2 that can loot. That might put some instants or sorceries into our graveyard to help buff up or help ramp into our Sea Serpent. Does that make sense? Smash to Dust, really the only other candidate here. That's more of a sideboard card, although it does have a lot of good modes on it. But I think we're going to take Goblin Picker. All right, and here we can have a Phoenix Chick. Kind of rewards going wide and attacking with a big army. I don't know about we're going to have that. We can take another Tide Turner. Good for ramping and spell casting. Or a Furious Bellow. I mean, that's kind of depends on our creature count. I think I'd rather just grab another creature. Even though we're doing it, I don't know if I need this many. A Voda Sea Scavenger, a 3-mana 3/2 with Domain, which will let us look at the top X cards of our library, where X is equal to the number of basic lands among types we control, which is probably just going to be 2. And then put one of those on top, so we kind of stack our next draw, or we can just do 5 damage. That sounds good. We're gonna need removal and some burn and stuff. Okay, so it looks like black is like wide open. Maybe we should be pivoting into black or doing like a Grixis thing. Molten Monstrosity, an 8-mana 5/5 with trample. It gets a little cheaper if we have other powerful creatures. I don't know if we're gonna really be able to pull that off, but having something there that we can attack with might be good. Why do these boosters not have basic lands? That is a great question. I didn't really even notice that. Are all of the basic lands replaced with the duels or the other stuff? I don't know. I do not know. Let's see. And so this is great because you can see everybody's on Ojani Avatar. And this is where the packs are getting piled up here over at Deathsea. Okay, who are we up with? We got Mina, Adam Ant. I don't recognize any of these names here. Oh, James from Loading Ready Run. I've played in paper with James, actually, one time. We have Enthrall to the Pit, okay, which is like a gain control of a creature. Or we can play a fairy. I think I want this. And it's going to be a little harder to read some of these quickly because we're running out of time here. We might end up splashing a little black because we got some cards with black kicker now, which could be useful. So we grabbed Enthrall to the Pit. Gain control of target creature on end of turn. Untap it. Gains haste. Pretty basic threaten effect, right? If the spell is kicked, sacrifice that creature. So we might get to steal something and then kill it. I don't know if we need 2 of these. Okay, so this is a black spell with a blue kicker. That could maybe put us into the Grixis. See, here we go. So here's a land, right? Crystal Grotto. I think I'd rather take that now if we're doing 3 colors. Oh boy, double up Grotto. All right, on to the next pack. Our rare is a Loam Speaker. Good green card. Another Phoenix. Talus Lookout, 4-mana 3/2 flying. When it dies, look at the top 2 of your library, put one of them into your hand. I like the sound of that. It basically replaces itself. It's a pretty good creature. Probably better than anything else. Although, Flowstone Infusion, also good. It kind of acts as like a removal spell on something small, or it buffs up one of our things when we're making our big push for attack. But I want to get a few more creatures in here before we start loading up on too many spells. He's a Johnny's looking a little sus. And oh, right, they're all sleepers. They're all copies. They're all Phyrexians. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Hoping real life boosters do have the basics. I know the stained glass ones. I'm trying to remember because they do so many product releases now. Are the stained glass cards available in draft boosters? Are they only in collector boosters? I don't know. Like there was a whole article explaining where to find all the cards. I don't remember all that stuff. I got stories I need to... Shivan Reef, that's a rare land that fixes our colors. Negate, I just get to straight up say no to something. That feels pretty good. Tolarian Geyser, bounce stuff with a white kicker. No. Man, do we take the rare land here? That feels a little weird, but I kind of like it better than anything else in this pack. Steel Crusher maybe. But I think if we're gonna do 2, maybe stretching into 3 colors, we're gonna want a good mana base for that. What's your opinion about the Legends cards in the collection? So those are the cards from the Legends sets that they allegedly found in a warehouse and packaged in 2 certain booster packs. I think that's a neat idea. I'm not particularly excited about any of those cards necessarily. Do we want a 1/4 defender? Do we want cut down? That's like good removal. Oh, or do we just want lightning strike? I think lightning strike might be better. It fits with our deck a little easier. And we do want those lightning strikes. We're just gonna burn everything down, blow it all up. All right, seen a lot of green open now. We can have a Furious Bellow or a Flowstone Kavu. That might be good. Other options, Pixie Illusionist, a 1/1 flyer that can turn a land into a basic land of our choice. Timely Interference. Okay, so here's a blue-red. I kind of like this, actually. It's a spell. It's an instant. We can shrink something. We get to draw a card. We can force them to make a bad block. All right. Tidepool Turtle, again. The Tribute to Urborg. We already grabbed one of these. I don't know if we're going to run it, but giving something -2/2, and maybe more than that for the cards in our graveyard. That really fits with our instant sorceries theme, and it is good removal. All right, we're going to take a second one of those. Don't know if we're going to actually run it. Oh, we have a rare. It's a sorcery. Chaotic Transformation. Exile up to 1 target artifact, up to 1 target creature, up to 1 target enchantment, up to 1 target planeswalker, and or target land. For each permanent exiled that way, your opponent, they just get a new one. That's crazy. I think I'd rather have a second Sea Serpent, but if this comes around again, maybe we'll take, maybe might be a better Bloodchief's Thirst. So the problem with Cut Down is that it doesn't hit planeswalkers where Bloodchief's Thirst could in a pinch. You had to, right? It was up if you pay the kicker on it. Am I thinking of the right one? Rona's Vortex. Return target creature or planeswalker you don't control to its owner's hands. If it was kicked, you get to put it on the bottom of their deck. Love it. Although, red-blue... Ooh, this is a hard pick, and we only have 7 seconds to make it. Do we want a bird, or do we want a bounce spell that we can kick? I guess we're going to take that and hope that the other thing wheels around somehow, although I doubt that it will. Okay, a 2/1 Vigilant Illusion. I think that's going to be our pick here. All right, we got some black cards that don't really fit. Another Firenado. Big burn, lots of burn. Google around where to find the stained glass lands. What's the answer? Where is it? Find these in Draft, Set, Collector, and Dominaria United Jumpstart boosters. Jumpstart, they'll only appear as non-foil. Okay, so it sounds like you can get them just about anywhere then, actually. Maybe they will not be so hard to find. That'd be nice, because they are beautiful lands. Bird might wheel. Yeah, I hope so. I don't know how many picks are left. Cut Down made it all the way back around. All right, this is quickly becoming a Grixis spells deck. Don't know how we're gonna fix the lands for it, but we'll try. Flowstone Kavu. Yeah. An Aura that we probably are not gonna play. Bird might wheel. Yeah, I mean, I hope it does, but yeah. Oh, look it! We do get Chaotic Transformation, but that's the end of that pack, so we're not going to see the bird again. Although, it was only uncommon. There might be another one. There's a Defiler, but it's in completely the wrong color. Other options. A Drake. I mean, we need some creatures. We can't just be all spells. And a 2/3 flyer for 3 seems playable, right? The lands don't really help our colors. Thrall to the Pit. We probably don't need 2 of those. Try to get some Rakdos or Dimir lands. Yeah, well, if I see any, I think those are moving up in priority for sure, now that we are doing 3 colors. Electrostatic Infantry, a 2-mana. Whenever you cast instant or sorcery, it gets a counter. Love it. Drag to the bottom, though, is a board wipe. And it's a rare, but it's double black. And I think black is going to be our splash. So I'm not confident in pulling that off. But the infantry dude, Looks sick. Sick. Okay. So many new cards to take in. I probably should have studied for this. Phyrexian Espionage. Draw 2. If it was kicked, opponent discards. That could be good. Certainly better than a Reanimator. None of these really help us. That's kind of slow. All right, we'll try that. Having a way to draw more cards might make the difference in the late game. Do we want 2 of them, though? Ooh. Or do we want the Balduvian Atrocity? I don't want to get into too many black cards. That's going to make this really hard. Although, here's premium removal at 4 mana. Ooh. Ooh. All right, maybe we take Extinguish the... or another land to help our colors. These aren't the colors we're going to struggle with. I guess we take Extinguish the Light. And we're going to be stuck with that in our hand. Ugh. Why can we not find any red-black or blue-black lands, friends? Where's all the lands? Guess we're just going to sit behind a wall of 1/3s. Only common duels, pain lands. Yeah, dang, we are struggling to find the mana, and we are a third of the way through our third and final pack here. But we got some interesting cards. No real bombs, I don't think. I mean, I guess phasing is a good board wipe, so we probably didn't need the other one. Vohar, the Voldaren Desecrator. Draw a card, then discard a card. If you discard at an instant or sorcery, each opponent loses life, you gain a life. I like that. We're gonna end up with a ton of stuff in our graveyard. Kind of wish, like, Flashback was around. Always take the removal. That is generally my strategy in draft, and in sealed, I will play as many removal spells as I open in my pool, basically. But yeah, I tend to lean towards control decks for limited formats. It's hard to get an aggressive line going, and control just kind of comes to me more easily. Okay, so here's the land. That's probably going to be it. Look at all these black cards, though. Phyrexian Rager, one of my favorites of all time. It's in, like, every Pauper deck I ever make. But we really want to be able to play the cards we've already got. So I think we're taking the land here, which feels a little bad. Braid's Saga, oh, alas, gone. Okay, the War Leech looks for... highest mana value card in our graveyard. Don't love it. Another Lightning Strike, though, gang. We're just gonna boom boom everybody. All right, what does this thing do? Gives us mana of any color, and we can tap our legends for mana as well. Man, I don't love any of these. I guess we're taking the artifact, although we're probably not playing that. Drag to the bottom, made it around. Do we... This deck is gonna be either horrible or great. Too soon to tell. I don't know. I wanna hear some votes. Are we going like 0-3 with this? Are we going 2-2? What record are we gonna get with this pile of lightning strikes? And here we go. Here's a Toxic Abomination. I never know how many instant sorceries to pick. And we end with another Tide Turner. Tide Turner Tribal. I should have put more water in my green cup. Don't think drag is worth it in a black splash. Well, let's see what we got here. Let's spread this out. Let's make a mess on the table. Okay. How do we even begin to trim this down? We have a lot of cards. We have 15 cards too many. So what do we begin to even cut here? I think I usually start at the high end and work my way across. Let's see what chat says. At least you get one scoop, your fourth removal card again. Yeah, or Extinguish, since you're gonna have 3 lightning and cut down. First set I played Magic was New Phyrexia. That's an interesting place to start. That must have been a little overwhelming and confusing. Wouldn't play the BB costed cards. You're probably right. These are going to be dead weight, to reference another card. So let's say we're cutting both of those, just for now. On our top end, we have the Molten Monstrosity, which is cheaper to cast based on the greatest power among creatures we control. Well, the only other powerful stuff we have are the Serpents. So let's say we had one of these in play. So that's 5. So you knock 5 off of this. So then it's only 3 mana for another 5/5. That seems all right, but not great. I don't love chaotic transformation, although it could be fun. Man, exile up to 1 of everything. For each permanent exile that way, its controller reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal a card that shares that type. That could be fun. Is it worth running just because it's fun or not? I'll let you guys think about that one. I don't think we need Molten Monstrosity. That's probably going to be stuck on our hand way too long. I think we're keeping Najal because do we need 2 Firenados? 5 damage to a creature or planeswalker and scry 1 at sorcery speed. Probably don't need 2 of those. Phasing of Zalfir, not an instant or sorcery, but I like having a board wipe. I like that we get to phase out our stuff first. That could be good. We'll keep that for now. I like the Lookout, and I like 1 copy of Enthrall to the Pit, although I'd be okay cutting it. I think so. Could be interesting. Oh yeah, all right, so we already do have a board wipe effect. That's not worth it if we have the Serpents. Yeah, man. All right, well, we'll see. The Relic, tap for 1 mana of any color, could be good for our splash, so we'll hold on to that for now. Frenzy, creatures you control get +2/+0 till end of turn. If it was kicked, whenever a creature you control dies this turn, draw a card. Well, we're not really going wide enough for this to pay off. I think our strategy is going to be kind of defensive in the early few turns, get our Tide Turners down, get some extra mana flowing, get a couple Serpents down, and then kill with those. So this doesn't really fit that game plan. And we have a couple of other 3-drops. We got drawing cards, which I love. I think we're keeping that. The Drake, which seems pretty good. The Atrocity, a 3 mana 2/3 with Menace. And if we kick it, when it enters the battlefield, return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from our graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste, but we have to sack it. So we get 1 turn out of something. I don't know that that's really worth stretching our mana for. So let's ditch that. The Kavu, also a 3 mana 2/3 with Menace. Easier to cast, and we can pump it to get a little extra damage out of it. Let's try and hold on to that one for now if we can. Still got to cut at least 9 cards. Haunting Figment, 2 mana 2/1 with Vigilance. Looks like this thing should fly, right? It looks like it's like a spirit, but it's an illusion. And it just has Vigilance. And it can't be blocked as long as you've cast an instant or sorcery. We are hopefully going to have a lot of instants and sorceries. I don't think we need 2 of these. We'll go down to 1. The Tide Turners I like. I don't know if we need all 4. We'll keep them for now. Toxic Abomination. When it enters, you lose 2 life. We are not on the aggressive game plan. Don't want that. Tribute to Urborg. 2 mana. Instant. Target creature gets -2/-2 till end of turn. Okay, and if it was kicked, that creature gets an additional minus, so that's like good removal, but I don't know if we need 2 of those. We might just keep 1 as our splash. The infantry, totally keeping. Goblin Picker, paying to loot, discard a card, draw a card, could be okay, but we have so much else going on in the 2-drops already. Keeping our Lightning Strikes for sure. A 2 mana 2/2 with Enlist that can blow up an artifact. Seems alright, but not great. Vohar, a 2 mana 1/2. But we get to loot for free, which is better. And it can even ping our opponent. And then in a pinch, we can pay 2 and sacrifice this guy, this girl, this Phyrexian. And then we can cast an instant or sorcery from our graveyard. That seems pretty worth holding on to. Hammerhead is an aura, but doesn't really help us, so that's easy to get rid of. Cut Down seems pretty good. The Timely Interference, I don't love it. And Rona's Vortex, I do like. That's pretty good removal. All right, we're at 42 now. Can we get rid of 2 more cards in here? Maybe we don't need 4 Tide Turners. And what's one more thing that we can get rid of, gang? Keep the Gorilla. Enlist is underrated. Do I have other creatures to enlist to it? Like what are we doing with him? Sideboard Hammerhead, very situational. Well, I think we're playing best of 1, so I don't know that we're ever really going to get to touch our sideboard cards. Abomination is not good here. Yep, that's gone. keep. He's the good. The illusion is good. Yeah, cool art on Haunting Figment. I do like it. Chris Cold. That's not a name I recognize, but I like it. Drop Chaotic. Oh man, but that's like our fun card. And I've got to call, maybe lose. Maybe lose the Tolarian Terrors. Man, but I was really thinking those are like our beaters though. 5/5 with Ward 2, and we're hoping to kind of get them cheaper because we had a lot of cheap instants and sorceries like Lightning Strike. Then you play this on like turn 5. Like that seems pretty okay. Relic seems very meh. Yeah, I guess we can get by with our lands, and we only have 2 legendary creatures in here, so it's not like we're using the secondary ability on that, and it's not an instant or a sorcery. All right, so we're down to 40. Do we like these lands? 6 islands, 3 swamps, 4 mountains, a Shivan Reef, a geothermal bog, and 2 crystal grottos, which give us colorless unless we pay 1 and tap it, and then we can get 1 of any color. Kind of slow. The scrying is okay. I don't think we need 2 of these. What is our pip count at? Is it mostly blue and red? Really just a little bit of black. So what if we drop a grotto, add an island? Add an island. How am I up to 41 cards now if I took 1 out and put 1 in? What happened? How many lands do I have? Our curve is averaging a 3.2, but that's because we have the expensive Serpent, so I'm not worried about that. 17 lands. Okay, so we did drop 1. All right, well, we want 18. I think we want 18. Maybe we don't. Maybe 17 is where we want to be. Maybe this is good. Chat, is this good? Probably drop a terror. Your game plans, kill your opponent's good cards, and then start dropping the terror. Yeah. 16's good for limited. You don't need... Oh, man, I don't know if I can do 16 lands. We're going to try 17. We can make adjustments along the way. I'm pretty happy with where this is. Don't love Crystal Grotto here. I'd rather have another true dual land, but, like, we just don't have it. 3 swamps might even be too much, because our only black cards... And some have, like, kicker. Maybe we go down another swamp. I think I want to go down a swamp and up a mountain. Let's try that. All right. Other important stuff. Ooh, Liliana and a dragon. Okay. Card sleeves. We have access to anything we want. This is what we want. Perfect. Windmill Slam. Draft deck. Grixis spells, baby. Okay. There's our list. This is it. This is the first Magic Arcanum draft for Dominaria United. We avoided a lot of Phyrexian infiltration. We're mostly doing spells and Tolarian Serpents. We got a few infiltrators in our midst, but hopefully our purity remains intact. How many black kicker spells are in there? I think just the one that steals some. Oh, and the card draw spell and the Vona spell. Okay, so a couple. We'll see. We'll see, guys. We're just having fun. Really, we're just gonna get that chaos spell going, and then who knows what happens. Who else plays for free, saves up gems from drafts to buy Mastery Pass? Raise your hand. Exactly, that's what I do. I think how long has Arena even been a thing? I think I've spent like $50 total, right? Across years. And I just have a bank of gems, and we are keeping this hand. I should have changed the basic lands into something cooler looking. Also excited for the lore video on this set. Yes, I am writing it right now, and it's going to be available. I was hoping to get it done in time for this week, in time for the pre-release. Do not know if it's going to come together that quickly. This is a cool board. We got a Lotus down here. We got... all right, so they played a 2/2 Knight with First Strike. How do we answer that? We don't really have any instants or sorceries to buff up this guy, so I guess we start with the Haunting Figment. Money is for paper magic. Yes, I would rather buy commander cards and go to pre-releases and such. We're not throwing this in front of a 2/2 First Strike. And we have an 05. There's our Chaotic Transformation. All right, so I think we're gonna scry here with our Crystal Grotto. Draw more cards. Could be good. Help us find our lands. I think we'll keep it up. And now that we know that that's coming, do we put the infantry down or do we put the cavu down? I think I want that because it's big enough that it can block the knight. And then we're not getting past an 05 wall because we didn't play an instant or sorcery this turn. Yeah, bought the $5 starter deal, free games all the way. I think I did buy some packs when, alright, well, if you want to waste a spell to get, or, oh, I guess you could pump this. Well, that's fine, that's still half your mana. Okay. So they cast nothing that turn, that's fine by me. I wish we could double spell here. I want to get the infantry down and then do something with it. And we don't have enough to kick that, so I guess we're just playing infantry. And still no attacks. That 05, yeah, nice, right? We both had half a turn there. The 05 Academy Wall. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. So that just helps them dig through their deck a little bit. That'd be nice to have in our deck, honestly. Drew the pack one, pick one. Nice. Alright, so they're coming again with this knight. Whatever, no blocks, no pumps. Alright. Battlewing Mystic, a 2-1 flyer. Oh, slow down, Adam Gather. A 2-1 flyer with a kicker that they didn't use, so it's just a 2-1 flyer. Excuse me, and Guardian of New Benalia, 2-2 with an enlist. Okay. So we can definitely lightning strike something. Do we kill their knight? Do we kill their enlister? Which they could discard a card and make it indestructible. They only have 2 cards left, though. I think first we're going to actually draw. Yeah. As much as I would love to make them discard. How is Dominaria in draft? I don't know. We literally just started for anyone who's just joining us. There we go. So he gets 1 counter. And then where do I throw the lightning strike? On their flyer? On their knight? I guess we get rid of this flyer, right? For anyone who just joined, we are doing early access, Dominaria United. We have a mostly red and blue, kind of a spells matter deck. We're about to crash in for, well, I guess they can block that with the wall. But they can't block our haunting figment. We're trying to do kind of a blue and red, a little bit of black mixed in here, kind of a spells matter, instants and sorceries kind of a build. And that's it. This is our first match. We just completed the draft. I think it went pretty well. Our opponent may be stuck on 4 lands here, trying to figure out what they can do. They've got Micro, not Minnow, Micro. Micromancer, a 4-mana 3/3 human wizard. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for an instant or sorcery with a mana value 1. So they spent all of their mana to go pick up a timely interference, which we now have to be keenly aware of. Okay, do we fire NATO this wall just to get that out of here? And that'll make this bigger. Or do we start working towards phasing? That's just going to give them a ton of, like, zombies. Maybe this card's not as good as I thought it was. Let's do this. Let's pop down their wall. Scry. I want all the lightning strikes I can get, I think. So leave that. And now we've got a 4/5. So if they double block, we'd only get to kill 1 thing. I think we just keep this guy back on defense for a minute. Alright, still a little drizzly rainy out there. I don't hear any thunder or see anything like that, so hopefully our connection stays good. But in case you missed it earlier, last week while streaming, we had a little power outage. If that strikes again, I'll try to reboot the stream as quickly as I can. But so for now, things are working. Alright. Okay, so here's what I like doing now. We're going to, oh man. I want to use this during combat if they double block, but then this doesn't get to be unblockable. Well, I think it's still worth doing. See if we can goad Adam into a double block here. There it is. Triple block. What? Okay. Okay. Down to nothing. All right. Guess we'll just get him with that. And then, whew. Guess we'll drop our Tide Turner. And so do we consider the phasing of Zalfir? We get to phase out up to 2 things and then destroy their board and replace it with tokens? I don't know. I don't know when's the right time to play that. I think we're just gonna hold on to it and keep our lightning strike up. Also don't know when we should do chaotic transformation. I guess we could use it to get them off of one of their colors, maybe? That might be good. Maybe we do that next turn. Interesting that they're not attacking with the potentially indestructible Guardian. I think I'm just gonna lightning strike this. Let's see if they have an answer or a response. And they're going to counter that. Interesting. So they really want to keep their team alive here. But now they don't have the mana to pump up their knight, so I think we can safely block there. And I think I'm okay taking 3, unless they've got another buff. No. Okay, not bad. Ooh, we get a cheap terror. That could be good, although I still really like chaos. Okay, let's try it. Target up to 1 artifact, 0. Up to 1 creature. We're gonna try to upgrade our own Tide Turner. Up to 1 enchantment, there are 0. Up to 1 planeswalker, 0. Up to 1 land. Let's see if we can knock out their white mana. That's kind of mean, but... So we're gonna get a different creature, they're gonna get a different land. And we got to put a counter on our infantry. And our Figment is now unblockable. Okay, resolves. We turned our Tide Turner into a... Wait, what? What happened there? Why did it show me another Tide Turner? Or was that what was getting exiled? I don't understand the interface. We turned the Tide Turner into our Desecrator. We turned their planes into a planes. So excellent use of a spell. I think we just swing in here. Well, that was an interesting one. Someone's a huge fan of yours, they're watching the stream and ended with a match. Well, I would hope that other content creators are not doing that, although I couldn't stop them, but they should be doing their own stream. Most of the people who got the early access got it because they do streaming or videos of some sort anyway. As long as we're not dead on the crackback here, I think we're in pretty good shape. Yeah, yeah, we didn't need the black mana. We got our Merfolk Wizard out here without having to pay for it. That's pretty good. All right, and are we okay taking 5? I think so. I don't want to give up anybody. They really need to find a way to deal with our infantry. This guy is a beast. Hey, hey! Okay. Welp. Man, I almost want to use Vohar to discard our phasing of Zalfir, but it doesn't actually do anything if we do that. We could also pay 2, sacrifice it to cast an instant or sorcery. I think I'm just going to drop double terrors. And then what? Do we send our infantry in? Or do we keep it back to block their terror? I think we're just going to take a turn on defense. What's better than one terror? Dubs terror. Who said cut a terror earlier? I hope you are in the corner right now, ashamed. Return, tap target creature, put 3 stun counters on it. Oh no! That's fine. Totally fine. That was the only card they had in their hand. They get to scry. They keep it on top, so it must be something good. Probably not a land. But we out-terror them. Although the rest of their board's getting scared. Okay, we drew a legend. Could be good, could be good. Do we just wait this out? Do we do phasing and phase out our terrors? I don't like that, because you play this. We have to phase out our terror. That means theirs gets to attack. And then we phase out our second one. Theirs gets to attack again. And then we get to blow it up. That doesn't seem good. And attacking with one of these. I guess we could attack with one of ours. Alright, this doesn't have haste, right? Alright. See how they respond to that. Sorry for suggesting cutting a terror. It's okay. You might have been right. They're going to try to double block with their own terror and their Micromancer. I'm fine trading a terror for a terror because then we're still up a terror. And that was a real sentence that I just said. They're putting everything in front of this, anticipating tricks, but we are really just trading terror for terror. What's this bridge do? I guess I should have read this. They get to tap target creature. Okay, that's fine. Totes fine. Alright, so I think on their end step, even though this is not an instant or sorcery, that's fine too. If Vohar is still alive, or maybe during blocks, I think we're just gonna ditch phasing because, like, it seemed like a cool card to draft, but like I'm struggling to see how and when we would actually use it, unless I just slam it down and go straight to the third chapter. But then we just both get a bunch of Phyrexians, so like that doesn't really change the math in our favor right now. So this has read ahead, right? So you can start on the third verse if you want. You can do the first 2 where you get to phase something out, which is really slow and not great for us. Or just destroy all the creatures right away. And for each creature destroyed that way, its controller makes a 2/2 black Phyrexian creature token. So we would each have 5. Unless they make this indestructible. Oh, they are using their clock and paying the ward breaker to tap down our terror. Okay. Sure. I guess that lets them make some attacks here. Interesting that they're not just going all out. Alright, so I think we don't really want to lose anything to the first striker. That doesn't really help. But I will stop that, and I think, man. Oh, so this draws first. I thought it was discard then draw. Ah, okay. So do we discard a useless creature? I guess we do. Maybe we do keep phasing. Cut down. We can make black. Destroy target creature with toughness, total power and toughness 5 or less. Do we break their drawbridge? I think that's what we gotta get rid of. Otherwise, they're just gonna keep tapping our serpent. Oh, I could have paid. No, it's whenever he attacks, you may pay 2. If you do, when you cast your next instant or sorcery, copy it. Read the cards, everyone. If I had attacked first, I could have got double removal. That would have been good. As it stands, I think we're just gonna have to squeak in our unblockable dude. Man, oh, that's terrible. I could have had 2. Pays out the dwarf. Yeah, okay, so now they have a ton of little tokens. Ouch. And we find an island. Ugh. So now the problem is if we cast this, we upgrade their 1/1s into 2/2s. That's not good. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna do nothing. Oh, still in a pretty good spot. I mean, they outnumber us considerably. Our creatures are bigger. We got rid of their tapping drawbridge. One solid hit and they're dead. We don't really have... We need like a deal 2 to everything style board wipe to make our size advantage matter. Phasing doesn't really help now that they outnumber us. Uh-oh. Alright, they've tapped down a lot of our board. Welp, are we dead? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we're dead. I think we lost because we punted on that cut down. If we had attacked first, we could have killed 2 of their things. I think we would have been in a better spot. Big hitter will get to untap soon. Well, not if we're dead. All right. It's fine. Totally fine. We needed that. That was the training wheels were on for that game. We needed to learn how our cards work. Now we know what to look for. Do we make any changes? Do we cut Phasing of Zhalfir? Or do we just run it back? Let's take another look at the deck. Or if we cut it, what would we replace it with? I don't even know. I don't want to cut the first card that we drafted, or pick one. That'd be sad. I just don't think that there's anything really better. See, having like a 5/5 trample there might have helped us because they had a bunch of small stuff that was able to block repeatedly. I kind of feel like this might be worth putting in. But is it better than phasing? Reaper says, I think so. Tribute's really good. What is Tribute? Tribute to Urborg. Yeah, well, we've got 1 in the deck already. I don't know if we have room for 2. Are you saying swap phasing for another Tribute? That might be okay. We're getting rid of a double blue card that is very situational for a removal spell that is like almost always useful. All right, let's try that. We're cutting phasing, adding our second copy of Tribute. Do we change our lands? I mean, honestly, I don't love these D&D lands. Do we have like good Dominaria lands? Ooh, the Mirage lands. Where's those? Where's Blue Mirage? All right, 6 of these. How do I... 6, and you're gone. And then 2 swamp. Yeah. Okay, and mountains, 6 of you. I think that was the problem. We just had the wrong basics. Like, you can't be on Dominaria and not have old school basic lands. Look how much better this deck looks now. Perfect. Let's go. Yeah, get better basics. I know, right? Drop a mountain, add a swamp. Maybe, probably, because we just put another black card in. That probably would have been all right. Jaya Firenado for phasing. I mean, that's 5 damage on 1 target. It's slow, it's expensive. I think we want more cheap spells so that way we can get our terror out faster, although we don't have the black now. But we do have Rona's Vortex, which is okay. We do not have any way to cast any of those. Do we keep this hand? We go first. I think we're all right. I think we keep it. Right, basics feels better. I know, right? This takes me right back to when I started playing Magic 1998. Hello. I have good manners. We didn't set up any... Oh, we got... Oh, look at that. All right, they gave us some emotes. Love to see it. Okay. Well, we found something to do on turn 2. I don't know what we're doing beyond this, because we don't have black. Lightning Strike. Is this a Bolt the Bird situation? This is a Mana Dork, and we have a Lightning Strike. I think I want to keep him off of that, even if it costs us a life. I'm cool with You guys can discuss if that was a good strategy or not, but bolting the bird is almost always the right thing to do, right? Not this drawbridge again. Ugh, rip. Okay, I mean, this is working. It's gonna start hurting us life-wise, but at least we get to play stuff. And this cannot make it past a bridge. Never didn't have it. Yep. Those lands will surely do the trick. Oh, this is gonna be the walled tribal deck. Ooh, okay. Do we just bounce one of these? Like, obviously I'd like the kicker part of this, but I think I'm okay just getting this out of here. Because now they can't block either of those. I don't think I want to... Oh, maybe I do. Maybe I do pay. Like, I lose one, but they also lose one. So 13-17, that's better. Bolt the bridge seems good. Yeah. Well, if we draw another bolt, I mean, that might be where it's going. And they're going to want to replay that at some point. So this is the one, whenever they cast an instant or sorcery, they get to cycle. Wow! Runic Shot. Destroy a tapped creature, and if they kicked it, which they did, they also get to scry too. That is probably one of the better white cards in this set, right? That is like good removal. It is slow at sorcery speed, but destroy any tapped creature, no matter how big it is, for just 1 mana. Like, that is, I mean, I don't like to compare stuff to like Path and Swords and like the classic spells of yesterday, but alright, well, we need more lands, so we're firing off our Espionage, which is a divination with a nice upside to it. And then I guess the Grotto will let us scry. This lets us steal one of their defenders. Not really what we're looking for. But this now cannot be blocked. This guy is doing a surprising amount of work. I almost wonder if we want to go up to 2 of these. We do have another one in the bin. Or on the bench, whatever. So I'm surprised at how good this is. The vigilance doesn't seem to matter. It only has 1 toughness. You're almost never using it as a blocker, but they want to spend a removal spell on it. That is okay. We hit a swarm. Is it terror time? I guess so, unless we just walked into counterspell magic. Perhaps it was not terror time. Okay, so they do have something over there. I don't remember all the cards in this set well enough to know if there's counter magic or not. Do we follow this up with Vohar? Sure. Alright, we have a board. We have something big enough to not care about these walls. And they could pay to tap it down, but like that's gonna be a large drain on their mana. Sure. Citizen Arrest, okay. And they're gonna pay for the ward as well. Ouch! We don't really have any way to deal with enchantments. Oh, we do. We have one way, right? We can make them blow up the enchantment with our chaos. Should we go digging for said chaos? Should we just crush this drawbridge? I think that's what I want to do, because this thing otherwise is just going to be wrecked somewhere. Alright, you're gone. Let's draw a card. It's a land. We can ditch a land. Totally fine. Alright, and so we can pay 2 and sacrifice this guy to cast an instant or sorcery from our graveyard, basically giving something flashback, and then it gets exiled. What do we have down there? Draw more cards. That might be good. They have a 4/4 Djinn. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, choose one. Give it +1/+1. Exile it, or scry. So how do we answer a 4/4? Do we put it on the bottom of their deck? Do we give it a tribute? be -2, but then another 3, so it'd be -5. Well, first, let's draw a card and discard. I think we can ditch the swamp, I guess. Cut down doesn't work because this has a total of 8. So I think we sack this. Oh, do we get to cast this with kicker? Oh, I guess we. I hope we do. I hope we do. Okay. All right. So hopefully that's enough. There we go. All right. We killed that. Cool. And I guess we get to just play our land. And we're sitting on removal. All right. That was an ugly line. I don't like how far behind we are in cards. We're under very little pressure. Says the guy who spoke way too soon. Okay. So again, cut down doesn't work here because this has a total of 6. So I get that it is comparable to Bloodchief's Thirst, but there are a ton of situations where it does not work the way Thirst did. Like I could kick Thirst now and kill this, but I can't do anything with cut down. So yeah, so that's where we're at. That's where we're at. Cut down does work on the wall, but like, is it worth spending that on the wall? I'd rather kill this wall, right? Because this is the one that's going to start milling us out. Didn't have to tap for sacrifice. Yeah, we didn't have to, but I wanted to dig a little deeper in my deck first. And then you can sacrifice Vohar even though they are tapped. You don't like lose anything by using them first that way, which is kind of cool. I don't have an answer for this bird, but I think I am going to try and cut down Coral Colony real quick. Okay, draw something good. Tribute. All right, that answers this thing. Once we kick it. And no point in attacking into a pair of O5s. These walls are savage. If they ever find the card that lets them attack, we are in real trouble. But this is clearly a defensive, grindy, big butts Sir Mix-a-Lot deck. Hey, we have a flyer. I will gladly play that. First time catching you live. Admire your content. Well, thank you. This has been a lot of fun. I still, obviously, my heart is in the scripted stuff. The story recaps are the bread and butter, but live streaming, I don't have to write anything. I don't have to prepare anything. I just have to show up and be myself. And that is awesome. Okay, Soaring Drake, attack. What do we do with the Fire NATO? Do we hold on to it? I think so. Like, these walls don't scare me yet. This doesn't scare me. We have them on a clock. Granted, it's a 5-turn clock. Yeah, the adjusted 2 tributes. That, I mean, can you imagine if we had drawn the Phyrexia, the phasing of Zalfir there? I would have been like, this is useless again. So I think phasing is a cool card for constructed, but in draft, it's way harder to find the right time to play it. All right, Drake also doing work. The old 3-mana, 2-power flyer in blue. We're going to supplement our Air Force with the Talus Lookout. Like your streams, vibe, energy. The vids are long. Oh, well, thank you. I'm struggling to find my vibe for streaming. I have a little background in radio. I try not to get too into like announcer voice, although maybe that's what I should do. Maybe I should just treat this as though it's like a traffic report for like a radio. Like that could be interesting. Maybe there's a way to do that. I just like hanging out, being wholesome, chatting with you. Here we go. Infantry into Tornado. That is what we want. First though, we're pushing our flyers through. They dropped Karn's Silex while I wasn't paying attention, BTJ. In for 5. They're down to just 2. So Silex says players can't pay life for to cast spells or activate abilities. Fine. X and tap, exile the Silex, destroy each non-land permanent. So if they pay like 3 or 4, they wipe out our whole board. So I don't want to drop another 2-drop there because they can just sweep it with the Silex. Talus Lookout seems really good. I like it. Oh man. Sorry. Good game. All right, we're 1-1. I think our swap at that last intermission worked to our favor. It's cool. I also have a background in radio. Just graduated 2019. Oh, that is so cool. Yeah, I started at community college here in Rochester, New York, at MCC, Monroe Community College. And my major for a 2-year degree was radio and film production. So I worked for the college radio station, and I got to do a lot of hands-on stuff there. And I also learned how to make TV and film, basic editing, all that kind of stuff. And then I transferred to a 4-year school, SUNY Fredonia, if anyone knows that one, down a little ways past Buffalo. And I did I did 3 more years there instead of just 2 more. It should have been a 2+2, but because of the way my credits worked out, and I was having such a good time. So it took me 5 years to get my degree, but I'm no dummy, okay? Like, I worked the entire time I was there. I was a resident assistant, an RA in one of the dorms, and that paid for my room and board and part of my meal plan, basically. So that was like a huge boon. And I made lots of friends. That's where I got super into playing poker. There were so many poker games on that campus, mostly against the freshmen who would show up with like all their cash that mommy and daddy gave them. And then they'd play against us upperclassmen, and we would just yoink. You're not going to need that. Okay, 3 beautiful mountains, lightning strike, a couple of blue cards we can't do much with. Do we keep this or do we ship it back? I'm gonna keep because I'm wearing blue, so we're gonna draw an island, right? Should drop a mountain or an island, add a swamp. Yeah, I think the land mix is probably not optimal. Add another unblockable one. So here's my thing. If I win, I don't usually change anything because I won. It was perfect, right? Why change it? When I lose, then I'm like, what card can I blame for losing? And then I will change that. Poker and Magic, basically the same. Absolutely. They're the same thing, like a synonym. What do we have here? A Sandmite Herbalist, a 2/1. Whenever it becomes tapped, gain a life and scry. Goodness, do we bolt that? I don't want people gaining life. I don't want them scrying. I don't want them having a good time. You're gone. Is there a real mask, and/or where does the symbol come from? What symbol are we talking about? Oh, I'm trying to catch up on chat here and also play. Oh, hey, we found a swamp. All right, well, that's cool. Okay. Trying to split my attention between 2 different screens here. Different question, though. Matching Dominaria and Phyrexia. What's the mask of Yawgmoth? The set symbol of Apocalypse, often depicted in the invasion block. Okay. Oh, excuse me. All right. They're attacking with a 3/2. Do we trade that for our 2/3? Sure. Now that you mentioned poker, what happened to the robot card game? Uh-oh, somebody remembered that. Yes, so I'm still working on it. We don't have enough to cast and kick that. We need to find an island here, friends. So for anyone who doesn't know, about a year ago, I put out a video saying that I was designing my own card game, and it had a kind of poker twist to it. You were a robot, and you had to it was like a deck building game where you wanted to build your hand so that you would hit. Here's expensive blue. Wow, they have a 5/5. Do we have enough to steal and sack that? What do we need? 4? We need 7 mana. Well, we could just send this back to their hand? To the bottom of their library. Goodbye. That hurt. I did not like doing that. So the game that I was trying to make had some poker kind of, I don't know, overlap to it, but the idea was that you're a robot cleaning up the galaxy, and you would add cards to your deck as you upgraded yourself, and you would have to shuffle and redraw a hand, and if you ever drew a hand that was 5 aces, that was how you win. You had to build like a perfect hand. Did a bunch of playtesting with it. It ended up being a very heady game, and although I liked it, almost nobody that I played with was as enthusiastic about it as I was. That is great feedback, though. I could have been like, oh, this sucks. But instead, I was like, okay, this clearly is not working, but it was a good exercise. I got to develop some themes. I got to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still not the 7 that we need. 5, 5. Terror, though, sounds okay. So it was a good, like, first step into designing my own game, and that's what I wanted. And now, taking that feedback, I'm stripping out a bunch of the really math-heady junk that wasn't satisfying, and winning kind of came out of nowhere. There wasn't a lot of ways to interact with your opponent and, like, stop them from drawing their perfect 5-card hand. This game is completely on autopilot at this point, because now I'm talking about it. So over the year, I've done a lot of revising, and I have a new version of that in the works. And for anyone who's been keeping track, I also moved from Texas up to New York. That kind of set me back a spell. I'm trying to get settled into the new place. My daughter's about to start first grade. I just have a ton of stuff going on. What is even happening? Stronghold Arena. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, you may reveal the top card of your library, put it in your hand. Okay, that's fine. You can have that. This is a 2/2. All right, so do we... Ooh, I guess we're playing our... We're not playing that. I don't want to lose any more life to this thing. At least that is bigger than that, and I don't want to... Yeah, we're going to treat this as colorless for now. Hooey. Yes, MOP. The game is called Mop Up Squad or MOPS, and the idea was that it was a mobile operational platform, your little robot who would just kind of shuffle along in space with their cosmic broom and try to clean up the galaxy. And it was fun. It was flavorful. I still like it. That world still exists, but the new version is a much more accessible game. And learning what is an accessible game and what isn't, very valuable lesson, especially early on. I'm glad I got that feedback before I spent a ton of time developing something that ultimately was just only going to be fun for me. This is a 4/4. This will give it minus 4/4 if we kick it. Does that seem right? I don't love the interface on this. It's hard to read exactly. I still don't really want to. Ugh. All right. You know what though? We're gonna attack. Then we're gonna pay the life to play this because it can still hold back the Shadow Priest. Is that the 2-drop that adds mana for instants and sorcerers? Yes. So we had to lose a life to tap our Shivan Reef to make a blue to play this. Mostly I just want a 1/3 to block their 2/2. And they can give us instant sorcery mana. So I guess we could now, we could steal their guy. Or just kill it. I think I want to steal their thing. Or do we wait and save that for like a really big thing? I think we wait. Yes, we wait. So indecisive when playing with new cards. I have like no good game plan. This is going to cost us more life. I guess we're alright. We're at like 10, 11. Yeah, the setting is cool. And so the new game that I'm working on, I already like more, and I will have a video for that soon. It's just, we're heading to Dominaria. I want to do the story recap. I got invited to the live stream, which is, what is this? What is happening? They have a 5/5 Sphinx of Clear Skies. It has flying and ward 2, and whenever it deals combat damage to a player, reveal the top X cards of your library. Okay. Huh. So I want to hit that with my Thrall thing, but now we need an extra 2 mana. So we need 4, 5, 6, 7. We need 9, and we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We don't have it. So do we just kill this with our tribute? Can we afford to tribute? It'd be 4, 5, 6. We do have enough. We can even double tribute with our Stormrunner. Okay. So that's what we're doing. I guess. Tag with you. Pay 2. Hopefully this works. Alright, they take 5. No. Black, red, tribute, kicker. Oh, do I not have enough because of the ward? I don't think I have enough now. I think I messed up. Messed up. Okay. All right. Well, I guess we're still just man. No, I don't want to do it. How do I undo my plans? Okay. Can I get them both back? There we go. All right. So I guess we're just gonna play that. Okay. So to cast tribute with kicker, we need 4. He needs 2 more, so that's 6, and then the ward is 2 more, so we needed 8, not 7. I miscount someone. Ugh. Yeah, see, chat, I got it, but I didn't have the right mana. But we made them think that we did. They were nervous. They didn't block. All right, do we let them 5 us and draw a bunch of cards? I don't think so. I think we have to give up our Drake here. All right, so I don't think we're going to try to double up per board. Although, do we now have enough? Now we might have enough. Ooh, we want that for sure. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This gives us 8. And this costs 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We need 9 to be able to steal their Sphinx. So I think we just have to kill it because otherwise it's gonna give them too much value. So do we have enough now to double cast this? We need 4, we need 8, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, okay. Let's try this again. You attack. Pay with the reds. Whew, okay. Wards are up. Who said? Make sure you tap the creature for kicker. You might have enough for the ward. Yeah, that's right. Sequencing is important. Although they could have a protection spell or count. Oh, well, if they're gonna just let that die anyway, now I don't need to double it. That's fine. Okay, this has to die though, right? How do I make it use that? Yeah. Okay. Resolve. Work. Die. Don't have a response. Pay 2? Okay, we are completely tapped out. I don't think we took any damage from our own trinity. Double second copy that I paid for in advance? Why is it telling me to ward again? What is this ward for? The copy? I don't understand. I don't think I need that one to resolve. Okay, okay. As long as we got there. That was a mess, but we got it. All right. Wow. Doesn't the tribute kick give it -5, -5? Yes. I wanted to steal it with Enthrall to the Pit, though, because then I'd get to attack with it and draw some cards. But I did not want to stomach getting attacked by it again, so we had to kill it. And yes, tribute did end up giving it -5, -5. There was some confusion about the multiple copies going on the stack there. All right. I think. Do we attack with everybody? I guess so. And we're not going to pay extra. Did you know you had to pay ward multiple times? Well, that's only because I had attacked with Najal first. And he says when he attacks, you can pay 2. Then the next time you cast an instant or sorcery, copy it. I had intended to kill their 2 different creatures, but they blocked with one after I'd already prepaid for the extra copy, so that creature was dead. Then I cast Tribute, And I guess it was asking me if I wanted to kick the copy, but even though I declined that second, I didn't need 2 copies of Tribute to kill the Sphinx. But because I had them anyway, it asked if I wanted to pay the ward twice. I didn't need to, so I could ignore the one, let it fizzle or whatever. And then the other one I did pay the ward on, gave the Sphinx -5/-5, killed it. And we won. We got there. We did it. We're doing great. We have 2 wins. What should we do next? Do we need to change our deck at all? I don't think so. Maybe the lands. Let me scroll back through chat and see. Good to see you being put through this. We don't have to. Right. So these are things to watch out for when you play, guys. This interface is a little messy, I feel. It's hard to parse what some of these spells are asking for or how things are getting layered up. But we got there. We got it. We got the W. Ooh, okay. So do we... Where'd my chat go? There we go. Need to change anything with our lands? I mean, again, we just won. So, like, I don't want to change too much. Let's take a look at it. Here's our deck. For anyone just joining, we are playing Dominaria United Early Access. We're doing a draft because it's free, and normally you got to pay a lot for drafts, and I don't want to, so I'd rather just do a free draft. We ended up with a mostly red and blue spells matter kind of deck. Our payoffs being the Tolarian Terror Twins. We've got 2 of these guys. They get cheaper for every instant and sorcery in our graveyard. And then we've got some cheap instants and sorcery, stuff like Rona's Vortex, Cut Down, and 3 copies of Lightning Strike. Those are our bread and butter. We fire those off, we keep the board clear, we eventually drop something that is hard for the opponent to remove, and just use that to push through for victory. Lands are a little tricky because we got 3 colors here. We got 6 islands, 2 swamps, 6 mountains, some duels. Oh, I don't think we've drawn the geothermal bog yet, right? In 3 games, we haven't seen this. Change 1 island for a swamp, add 1 swamp, drop a mountain. So I've got some disagreement in chat over what we can get rid of, islands or mountains. Crystal Grotto, I mean, the scry ability I like. The fact that it can be any color I like. It's a little slow, but all right. The bog, also all right. Is it better to just cut the bog and run another swamp? I don't know. These are difficult questions. We got some spells with black kicker on them. Phyrexian Espionage being a good example. And then a few cards that have black in them natively. So I guess right now we only have 3 black sources, really. I feel like you're onto something. We should probably go up to another one. But where do we make up for it? I mean, our deck is more islands than mountain, more blue stuff than red stuff by slight. Especially at the lower end, most of our reds are up in the expensive end. So I think cutting a mountain is what we're going to try. Drop the mountain. We have a lot. Yeah, we do have double blues. The Talus Lookout, Storm Runner. Good point. All right, so that is our change. We have traded a mountain for a swamp. Hopefully that does not punish us ever. But let's find out. Let's see. Dude, that's a lot of golden crystals. What the heck? So when you do the early access event, Wizards of the Coast gives you a special version of the Magic Arena client that you download. It's like 7 gigs. And you get a custom login and a special password. I don't get to set any of that. So that's why it's Magic Arcanum VIP. And this is called Arena VIP.exe. So it's a different version of Arena, technically. So I only play against other people who have this, and Wizards gives us an account with tons of gems and gold, and I think one of every card already, or I think a playset of every card already unlocked. Okay, so we've got swamps and a mountain, and lightning strikes and cuts down. This is fine. Little Rakdos-y, low to the ground aggro. We got our electrostatic infantry. I'm gonna say he's VIP. Or MVP, rather. Even though he was, like, locked down for half of that first game. I just like that card a lot, and he works well with almost every other card in our deck. Fighting braids. Oh, geez. Yeah, that's quite the avatar. All right. Hey, look it. I just complained about how we never drew this, and then it showed up. What a surprise. All right, opponent. Lothlorien? Not familiar with. They have the Stronghold Arena. Okay. Don't really have a good answer for that. We're going to open up with our infantry. Maybe give them some lightning strike backup. Maybe cut down some stuff. All right. Look at this. Double rares on their opening. All right. Keldon Flame Sage, a 3-mana 2/3 human shaman with enlist, and whenever it attacks, look at the top X of your library, you can cast stuff for free. They are not going to live long enough to do that, I'll tell you right now. Do we flame strike it? I'd rather keep that. Do we cut it down? Yes, because it adds up to exactly 5 power and toughness. Oh. That's dead before it gets to do anything. This guy gets to attack for 2. Could make a case for using Flame Strike to the face, which would buff him up. They'd be down another 6. They'd be at 12 already. But I think I'd rather hold on to that. All right, Shivan Reef. We could play our Tide Turner here. We do have some blue mana now. I'm okay taking the 1. Cut down, doing work. It has been very situational. An opponent. Okay, so check this out. Right now, they're hitting this because the total power and toughness are 5. If I lightning strike their face, he gets a counter, and now he's a 3/4. So now it fizzles, and now we get to attack with a bigger. Man, I kind of want to just pour it on him at this point. Okay, opponent down to 5, and now our terrors are even cheaper. Look at that. So, I mean... Oh. Shieldred! Sure! Why not? Ugh. Alright, this guy's not big enough. And she has Death Touch. Okay, and whenever she draws a... So they're going to start gaining life. That is brutal. Alright, we're not going to attack and throw those away. And a Sengir Connoisseur! Fine, we lose life. Fine. Fine. Alright, they need to do something. Do we go with both? Then they just eat this, right? Shieldred just eats my infantry. So that's probably not good. I don't think they want to trade for that. They just take it. Wow. Okay. Terrors are OP. Oh no! They have the Phyrexian. Alright, 4/5 Death Touch. Whenever they draw, gain. Whenever I draw, I lose. Ryan, how do you like the new set? I am loving it. Dominaria is great. Even if we kill her in response, that doesn't really help. Okay. I mean, Dominaria is where it all started. When I started playing Magic in 1998, my first set was Exodus, give or take. And, I mean, that's all on Dominaria. I mean, this is where Magic began for me. And... So, okay, so this is telling me the little pop-up on... I can't make it bigger. So it should mean I have 3 instants of sorceries in here. 1, 2, 3. I do. So it's -2/-2 plus an additional -1/-1. This is going to be -5/-5. We're going to try to kill Shieldred. And even if this doesn't kill her... Oh, and thank you for using the blue that doesn't hurt me for the kicker. That was fun. Play, swing. Yeah, we win, she dies. Okay. Whew. All right. Loving the set. Draft is going great. We put together a really cool deck, very Tolarian Terror inspired. And Dominaria is so cool. I'm excited for rotation. I think Magic Arena is going to be great the next couple of months. This is primo magic, my friends. This is what we want. I keep looking at the light above my camera when I try to talk to you guys. I have a little webcam right there, and then I have a LED bar right above it. And for whatever reason, whenever I go to talk to you guys, I talk into the opponent, folds it up. I kind of wish this was happening on my real account now, because I would be racking up wins here that I don't get to keep. So this account, as I was explaining earlier, is only good for like today and tomorrow, and then it gets deleted. And I won't get to keep any of these gems, any of these cards, any of this. All I will have are the memories. And that's it. So I'm glad you guys are... Well, there will also be the video on demand on the channel, I guess. I can replay this victory over and over and over and over. All right, do we make any changes? I don't think so. We just run it back. We're going for the 7. We're taking this all the way. What's your favorite card except Yotia declares war? I mean, I always have an affinity for the preview card that I get. That's true. Lore-wise, playable, or art-wise, you know, double red, we get a lightning strike and not much else, and we are playing against a name I recognize, and they outrank us already. I think we're going to send this one back. This is much better. And we will ditch Fire NATO. Favorite card in the set? I am on the spot to come up with something, and I have looked through the spoilers, but I've been trying to focus on the story and writing my... There I go with the light again. I've been trying to focus on getting my story written, so I haven't done a lot of memorizing all the new cards. So let me think on that. I know there's... Oh man, who's the one with the book? She's like a lore keeper. She's in the Tolarian library, and the flavor text is about how she used to read the books and now she gets to write them. That one speaks to me, obviously. So, what do they have? They have a cult conscript, a skeleton, a 2/1 that enters tapped. Oh gosh, what are we gonna do? I guess we just put down a bigger creature, right? Why did we get islands in our first opening hands? I don't know. They just don't like to show up. I don't understand it. Finally have time to watch. How are we doing? We're doing great. We're doing early access, Dominaria. We've got a red, blue, and black deck that is currently, what, 3-1? 4-1? I've lost 3-1, Colonel Ty says. Thank you, Colonel. Battlestar, amazing show. Favorite of all time. I named my daughter Kara after that show. I watched it at Fredonia with my now wife, who I met there. We were both resident assistants at the same dormitory, and we would have to work late nights and sit there at the desk and help people who were struggling, and we would pass the time by watching episodes of Battlestar Galactica. And we said, if we ever get married someday, we should have a daughter and name her Kara, so we can say, look at her little Kara face, because Kara Thrace is a character in Battlestar. And then years later, I did end up marrying that girl, and have been very happy. In fact, our anniversary is next week. It's going to be 9 years that we've been together. Salvaged Mana Worker comes down. It's a 2-mana 1/3 that they can use to filter their mana, and then they have a Death Touch Battlefly Swarm. Okay. Alright. So we could drop our Stormrunner and then use it to double Lightning Strike. That seems pretty good. For now, I think we just attack with our Menacing Cavu. Hopefully they don't have removal for this. Looks like Nizahan here is a little behind on lands, which is fine by me. So say we all. And fun bit of trivia, Mary McDonnell, who played the president in that show, went to Fredonia. She's an alumni of my college. Oh, this is ugly. All right, so can we sequence this correctly? Whenever this guy attacks, we can pay 2. Then when we cast our next instant or sorcery, we get to copy it. So yes, we can attack, pay 2, queue up double Lightning Strike, Make sure we're tapping appropriate colors here. We're gonna need the red. Okay. Okay. I think we're all right. Even if they block, we're gonna bolt. Well, strike that. And where does the other one go? On the flying. I mean, I hate killing a 1/1, but I don't like them keeping a death toucher back. So I guess we'll do that. Wait, Fredonia, as in SUNY Fredonia. Yes, that's where I went to college. Where I met my wife. And that's where I got my degree from. Yeah, SUNY Fredonia. And Mary McDonnell, the actress who played Laura Roslin on Battlestar Galactica, as well as a ton of other like movies and TV shows. She's a great actress. She is a Fredonia alumni. Oh, yeah, a graduate of SUNY Fredonia. Okay. Oof. All right, same trick as last time. We get to double cast Tribute to Urborg. This is good, man. Like this Stormrunner guy, insane. I mean, I guess we swing both. Oh, we're not going to be able to kick the Tribute, though. So I guess we don't want to do that. Right, there's no point in doubling it. Well, yeah, because they don't have anything with two. They only have one thing with 2 toughness or less. Okay, this still works because now we can just kill one of these the regular way, then eat the wall, and I can even pump this once. Could have done twice if I wanted to lose a life, but I wanted to spend that instead on developing our board. I feel bad that our opponent only has 3 lands. Obviously, they'd rather be playing Magic, but I don't think you get to be silver ranked in early access without knowing your way around this game. So. Holy moly, I grew up there. I have many friends who went to school there. It is a beautiful campus. What happened? I looked away for 1 second. Oh, he extinguished the light. That's fine. We're just going to play an even bigger, scarier thing. And we can attack. And we can even pump this once. Get him. Yeah, so I'm from Rochester, went to Fredonia. I lived in Syracuse, New York for a while. I lived in Boston, the city of Boston. I lived there for 2 years. I lived down in Austin, Texas for about 3 years. You know, none of this was planned. I just kind of went where life took me. All right, Vortex. We can put this on the bottom of their deck, which is super mean, but there are no... I don't know, I'm not playing around anybody's feelings, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Sure. Alright, we might be on the verge of another W here. Is there a date for the Dominaria story video? Good game. I'm working on the script. I was hoping to have it ready in time for this coming weekend's pre-release. I don't know if I'm going to get there because I got some things going on, including this live stream. Kind of took priority over getting writing done. So if not by this Friday, certainly by next Friday, but I think I'll have it earlier next week. So either the end of this week or early next week. I should have things ready on that front, so be on the lookout for that. What happens in Dominaria United? And somebody was asking, should they read the story or wait for my recap? I mean, obviously wait for my recap, obviously, of course. Hello, is there a date for the, oh yeah, I just answered that one. Which is better, H-E-B or Wegmans? That's an excellent question. So for anyone who doesn't know, H-E-B is a major grocery store chain down in Texas. It stands for Here Everything's Better. And I remember reading that the first time and walking in there and being like, are you kidding me? Wegmans is the grocery chain for New York. It was founded in Rochester. Flagship store is in Rochester. But they've expanded over a lot of places. I think they are now in Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, lots of the Northeast. I'll always be partial to Wegmans. I think Wegmans prepared food is a lot better. They have a sandwich bar where you can get subs made to order that are always fantastic. I think Wegmans, like, they have their own pizzeria in there. You can get like a fresh pizza for like $8 or whatever. Like, they have their own little Chinese buffet. They have like a ton of stuff. You just walk in. It's like a restaurant with a grocery store attached to it. And so for that alone, I think Wegmans is better. That's just me. All right, let's run this one again. What are we up to? 4-1. Achievement unlocked. It's Nizahan, right? Am I saying that right? Cool. Not to be confused with, who's the other one? Nikachu, I think, is another magic personality with a similar name. Hey, we got an island in our opener. Is that the first time that that's happened? We got Lightning Strike. We got Tribute. We've got a Serpent and a Lookout. This is beautiful, which means we're going to lose somehow. Anytime your opening hand looks this good, things go awry. I guess we start with them out. All right, opponent, Island. Pixie Illusionist. Alright, 1/1 flyer. They can tap it to make a land into a basic land type. So it just fixes their mana, or it's going to gently caress us for one damage a turn. Sure, we'll take one. Oh my gosh, it's like looking in a mirror. We haven't drew an Arcobby of that guy in a while. Do I kill one of these now? I guess I do, because otherwise turn 3 is going to be really awkward. And I don't love wasting a Lightning Strike on that, but we've seen how good that Illusionist can be. Alright. And I guess we can keep Tribute up if they play something more scary than a Pixie. HEB is named after Harold E. Butts. I can't tell if you're serious or not. People down in Texas, they love their big butts, you know? Like, Hey, it is like looking in a mirror. This is insane. All right, we cannot let this grow out of range of being able to kill. So we're just gonna squish him right meow. Their Reef. Oh, we are one away from that. So this outclasses their Illusionist. So I think we'll do, yeah, I'll take the life loss here. Alice Lookout, a 3/2 flyer. When it dies, we get our choice of the top 2 cards. One into our hand, one into our graveyard. What is happening? What planar portal did we walk through? All right. Welp. Here's what I want to do. We're going to attack. And we're going to drop our Soaring Drake, I guess, because they did not take the bait of letting us trade this for another card. Will Arena have pre-release this week? I mean, how do you define pre-release? This set comes to Arena on Thursday. The paper pre-release starts on Friday. Wow, they're going all in here. A Phoenix, a Pixie. I guess I want to minimize the damage I'm taking. Yeah, perfect mana. One land short, I think, of where I want to be. Got some 5-drops happening here. They went with the, what was that, Sphere of the Suns? Okay, so they have a white splash. So we got a Jeskai thing happening here. Didn't find, ouch, another land. Okay, so I think we just do Tide Turner, double Tide Turner, and lose another life? I think so. I don't want to fall too far behind this board. And now we got extra mana for sorceries and stuff. And I don't think I want to attack with, well, I guess I do actually. I was thinking of keeping it back to block, but this ties us up life-wise. Golden Strike Team. What? It's kicked. When it enters battlefield, if it was kicked, create 2 1/1 white soldier creatures, and blah blah blah. Creatures you control have haste. They're not attacking with their... Okay, I will trade one of those for that, and then just take 2. Fine. Okay, got there. So what do we like? The 5/5? I think so, because we don't really have any source or spells to cast. Although if we draw something next turn, then we'll be in a spot to double it right away, which might be better. I guess we just keep racing them up in the air. And then these tokens are not really a problem anymore. We've pulled ahead on life. They got 3 cards in hand. Okay, Delmo. Not a name I'm familiar with. I don't know how many people they invite to this event. E2 Amplifier. If it was kicked, return target creature an opponent controls to its owner's hand. Sure. You're bouncing my Tide Turner. Fine. I mean, Terror still gets to eat something. Guess we will block your Tide Turner. What? See, now if I'd played Jaw last turn, we could have double lightning striked. Struck. Oh. Alright, tied up at 7. Their board is a little bigger than ours. But if we get to live to untap, we get double lightning strikes. Oof. Okay. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. Do they have lightning strike of their own? Gosh, what is this? Are we dead? We're dead. Remember when I said we have a perfect opening hand? How could we possibly lose? And then we lose basically to our own deck on the other side of the table. That's pretty crazy. Okay. I'm gonna take a short break, refill my green cup here because it runneth dry, but we are in a good shape on this draft. Currently, prizes that don't matter. 4-2. Do you think we can get 3 more wins? Can we get to the 7 before we lose another game? I don't know. I'm excited to find out, but I do need to top this off. So talk amongst yourselves, and I will be right back, my little lore mages. Where's my thing? Where's my thing? Here we go. All right, thank you for waiting. I refilled one tank, emptied another, if you know what I mean. We're ready to play some more Magic. For anyone who's just joined, this is the Dominaria United Early Access event, brought to you by Wizards of the Coast. They gave us a full-loaded account, and we're doing a draft of the upcoming set Dominaria United. It's available for you on Arena starting Thursday, but I get it a little early. So we put together a red and blue with a splash of black, instants and sorceries matter sort of deck. And we've been piloting it to pretty good effect. I think right now we're at, what, 4-2. We're trying to make it to 7 wins, but if we don't get there, hey, we're just having a good time playing Magic. It is a rainy, cloudy, gross Tuesday outside here, so why not go somewhere where the sun is shining and the skies are bright and the lands are full of Phyrexians. All right, we've got red and blue, pricey blue. Not a creature among our opening hand here. This is really interesting. I don't think we can keep this. This is not a whole lot better, but I will keep this. And Enthrall to the Pit. Have we cast this spell yet? I don't think we have. I don't know if that's worth keeping around. That might be, assuming that we win this game and are not eliminated from this draft. That might be one I'm looking at, swapping for something else. All right, we did find another land, which lets us play Haunting Pigments, the 2/1 illusion with Vigilance. Blue is known for their vigilant creatures. Up against a 2/2 First Striking Knight. So do we just cut that guy down? I think we do. I don't want to harass me with that. Opponent on 18, and the battle is on. Where's my chat box? There you are. Okay. All right. Anointed Peacekeeper, 3/3 with Vigilance. When it enters the battlefield, look at an opponent's hand. Choose any card name. Spells your opponent's cast with a chosen name. Costs 2 more to cast. I bet it's going to be Lightning Strike. Activated abilities of sources of the chosen name cost 2 more to activate, unless they're mana abilities. I don't really have anything with activated abilities, although Vohar, possible, but like, why? I bet this is going to be Lightning Strike, because then I can't kill it with a Lightning Strike. What's your favorite card in the set? What do you... Okay, alright. I got my tablet, my iPad, which I've had forever. There is a couple of stickers on the back. You guys want to see some stickers? I used to never put stickers on anything. I thought that it was disrespectful to the item, but then I was like, you know what, man, life is short. Let's sticker it up. So now I've got an artichoke from the game Abandon All Artichokes. He says, okie dokie. I got a little Mario Piranha Plant, and I've got the sticker from Settlers of Catan, one of my favorite board games. So those are on my tablet. I'm gonna pull up the entire Dominaria card set list. What did they pick? They picked Vohar. Interesting. Well, now I just killed this with my... Yeah, we'll take land. I mean, I think I just strike this, right? Like... Why not? Oh man, that should have been... Auto-tapper did me dirty there. I could have paid a red and a colorless and then still had blue-black left for Vohar, but it didn't know that the cost was going to go back to normal, so... Whatever. Alright. A Mesa Cavalier, 2/1 flyer that gained them a speck of life. Okay. Well, let's see if they trade it with this. Think about it, think about it, think about it, think about it. Don't do it. Alright, Talus Lookout. Okay. Alrighty. What's the best way to even look at the card gallery, I guess? Okay. Alright. Got that up. So they're attack. Ooh, they have the 04 Jin. They have no instants or sorceries. Do I trade my Lookout for their Cavalier? I guess I do. It's not like I can attack through an 04. And this lets me get more cards, and it's a good thing. Fire NATO or our Storm Runner? I guess that. Which we can't actually cast because we don't have double blue somehow. But we could just kill this thing. So let's do that. Alright. Looking good, looking good. Opponent kind of stuck on lands again, maybe. And we drew a terror, and we get like to pay half price for it. What's not to love? First, we'll see if they. Okay, no response there. And we don't have double blue, so I can't realistically do both of them. I guess we'll just do the terror and hope that there's not a counter spell. And again, I probably should have like. Essence Scatter is in this format, isn't it? Yes, it is. So I might have just walked right into that. You know, what can we do? The Brewler, considering how to stand up to the terror, they're gonna protect the protect the negotiators, and we have the mana to pay for it, so all they get is a 1/1 to jump. Probably not a great use of your counterspell, to be honest, but desperate times and all of that. So now I'm trying to watch 3 screens because I got chat, I got the game, and I got card gallery down here in my lap. So favorite card in the set, that is a tough one. I don't think it's going to be a white card, so I can just skip through most of these. Usually I like black or green. There we go. Academy Lore Master. That might be like our new iconic card. It was Into the Story from Eldraine, but Academy Lore Master for Magic Arcanum, that feels appropriate. They tapped out to Geyser our 2/1. Sure. I bet this is gonna get blocked. I would have lost money. Okay. So what does that mean? That they are confident they have enough life? Do we do the 2 of these or the big one of these? I guess we go big. I know they're tapped. No counter spells there. Okay. So Academy Lore Master is a pretty sweet card. She's a 2-mana 2/3 human wizard. And at the beginning of each player's draw step, that player may draw an additional card. Hey, that's pretty cool. Group hug. If they do, spells they cast this turn cost 2 more to cast, so you get to tax their greediness. I think that's really neat. That's an interesting design space. It scales well for multiplayer, for commander and stuff. It's a 2-mana 2/3. It's pretty big for a blue creature. I like it. I like it. Opponent found some lands. We do not have any instants or sorceries to double up, so we are just gonna crack in for 5. Kraken for 5. It's not a kraken, it's a serpent, Ryan. Protect the Negotiator is one of my favorite arts. It is neat. That little bubble shield reminds me of where did it go? Kind of reminds me of the bubble shield in Halo 3 when you could is that the one where they added equipment, right? Halo 3, and you could like drop the boom and like it would absorb all the damage. Pretty great. I haven't played Halo in years. Opponent down to just 5. And they Essence Scatter. They were so scared of that. They hit it with their whatever guy, and now we just get to. Okay. All right. So back to my. Yeah, there's terrors. Oh, dub terrors. Guess what? 3 to the face. And then we have an unblockable 2/2. I'll still attack. I'll let your serpents eat dinner, but you are going down, Brewler. Okay, flipping through other blue cards. I picked a blue. I don't need to pick more than blue. What's my favorite other card? Let's go to black. Looking through the black. Whew. Man. Well, Liliana of the Veil being reprinted. That's pretty sweet. Phyrexian Rager, one of my favorite commons ever. It's like I mentioned earlier, it's in every pauper deck I make, so that's cool to see that one come back. Raven Man, we've been hearing about for 100 years now, and he finally had the card. I don't know if I love it, although it does curve into Liliana of the Veil in an interesting way, right? Because Raven Man costs 2 mana, play Lily on 3, use her +1 to make each player discard a card, and then Raven Man says, if a player discarded a card, make a bird. So, you know, those are things that happen in sequence. We're at 5 wins with Grixis spells. This might be the best draft I've ever done. Thank you all for being here and being a part of early access for Dominaria United on the Magic Arcanum YouTube channel. I think usually streaming is done on Twitch. I don't know that I've ever seen another Magic player live stream on YouTube. So I thought it'd be cool to like just make that my thing, because I already have the channel here, I already have the audience, I know the interface, I know how YouTube works. I didn't want to learn a whole new thing, and I didn't know how much I would enjoy streaming, so I didn't want to build a whole new account for Twitch. But this has been working great, and people seem to find me, and they stick around and they watch, so cool. Waiting to find another match, and let me just keep looking at the black cards. Well, I don't know. Tribute to Urborg has been doing good work in our deck here today. I think that's a good one. The art is pretty spooky. It's functional. Red, I mean, it's got to be Yotia Declares War. That was our preview card, of course. That's my favorite red card out of here. Easy peasy. Okay, we got some swamps. Excuse me, a swamp, some mountains. Nothing to do with any of that. We have to, well, I guess we could get a tribute. We could do a turn 2 tribute, but then what do we do? Where do we go from there? Oh, mulligan. This is our downfall. 2 lands, worse, but I never mulligan twice. Look at this. Enthralled to the Pit, gone again. Why do I even have that in this deck anymore? I don't know. All right, but here we got a turn 2, a couple of options for 2. Scry, we get to find a 3rd land, and I think I want the defensive and mana advantage of the Tide Turner rather than. Okay, we can't gain life. Boo-hoo. We could just lightning strike that guy. I think so. Otherwise, we're going to start taking a lot of damage. So we'll just get this out of here. And then attack for 1! Yeah, we're winning! We're winning, guys! We're doing it! Soul of Windgrace. I mean, we're not into multicolored yet. You're getting ahead of me. Look at this. Look at these lands. Never didn't have it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What does this cost to kick? Ooh. Draw 2 and make them discard 1. Is it worth doing that already? Or do we wait till their hand is a little bit lighter? I think we wait. I think we just play our cavalry. Alright. Red, Phoenix Chick is kind of funny, but like, I don't love it. They have themselves a Defiler. It is a 4/4 with Menace for 4 mana, and they can basically Phyrexian mana themselves for black permanent spells. And then whenever they cast a black permanent spell, target creature you control gets +1/+1 and gains Menace. Not a big deal. No big deal. Alright, we are going to need to find an answer to that, though, so maybe we hit him with this now. Ooh, we can Chaos Warp it into something less good. And then I have Menace. You can't block me. You're down to 16. They're about to put us right down to 16. Squee, like that joke has kind of played itself out, right? With him being immortal. Like, I don't know how many versions of Squee we really need. Okay, green. Scrolling through the greens, keeping an eye on the game. Made themselves a bunch of tokens. Okay, so how about this? Do we transformation, blow up their only white source and blow up their Phyrexian? That's kind of funny. Let's do it. Let's see what happens. Choose up to one artifact. 0. Creature, you're gone. Enchantment, 0. Planeswalker, 0. Planes. This is fun. I like Chaos Magic. Haven't been here for a stream before. Welcome. I don't do these very often yet, but each one seems to be more popular than the one before it. I might do this all the time. I even had Nicole here for one of them in person. I think right now she is lingering in chat somewhere. You gotta see. Okay, they turned their planes into a planes, but we did turn their Phyrexian into a much smaller thing, so I guess that's a wash. I don't feel like attacking with the Kavu now because he just gets eaten by tokens, so we'll just wait. Not great Chaos Magic. All right, green cards that I like. What do we got here? I don't know. Threats Undetected is a neat callback to Gifts Ungiven. Oh, the new Lurgoyf. I think that's my favorite green one. I've never had a Tarmogoyf. I mean, that's like one of those classic cards that like kind of came out when I was on a break from Magic, and I never got a copy. And it's like, oh, modern powerhouse Tarmogoyf, and I was like, oh, it'd be great to own a Tarmogoyf someday. And that day has come. I'll show you this. I got an altered Tarmogoyf. It's a Robogoyf. His little robot buddy painted. I don't know how good this is going to come up on this terrible webcam, but there he is. That's my Robogoyf. I thought that was pretty neat. So now I own a Goyf, and what a Goyf it is. But yeah, I'm excited that there's another Goyf now in Standard. That is pretty sweet. I guess that's my favorite green, although it has kickers in other colors. But what is happening with our game? Did we disconnect? Did we crash? Oh no! Arena stopped responding! Oh no! Alright, let me reboot this and see what happens. Hopefully we can get back into our game before it's our turn again. Oh gosh. Never had the client crash during a live stream yet. All right, good time to catch up on chat. Nicole is in the house. I like learning the lore, and channels that give good explanations of lore aren't plentiful. It's true. I saw what we call a blue ocean, and I went for it. That's like a business thing. If you're trying to launch a new business, you're supposed to study where all the competitors are and pretend you're a fisherman, right? And where are all the fish being plucked already? And where is the blue ocean? Where's the spot? There's no other boats. Oh my god, I'm so far behind. What is happening? Choose blockers. Who is attacking? Just this 1/3/3. No block. Now my opponent thinks that I'm rude and also that I am an Johnny. Whew, I think we're gonna cut something down. Probably that. Makes your token smaller. And then do I want to fire NATO this thing? Heck yeah, I do. And we'll keep that on top. Let's get... Arena stopped because Nicole joined. Right. Sometimes I'm overwhelmed by Nicole's presence as well. So I don't blame Arena for discoing there. They've got the uncommon legendary Elas Ilkor. That's scary. So what do we have in our graveyard? We got a lightning strike down there. We could just immediately pay 2, sack this, cast lightning strike, kill that before it bleeds us out. Is that the right play? I think it is. I think that's what we do. except Auto Tapper, again, made poor decisions, we'll say. Whoa. Yep. Now we are a Johnny. Oh, so sad. Alright, they have a 3/3 Warhorse. And they can sacrifice other creatures to make it even bigger. That is scary. We're gonna do a Drake. And a Figment. And try to hold the line here. I don't think we're attacking into a 3/3. But we couldn't eat some of these 1/1s. Yeah. Oh boy, so if we... Jeez. We're gonna try to block... Oh, they're not attacking with that. They're just attacking with the... Give it back. Okay, so if they eat one of their tokens, it gets +2/+1. Oof. Alright, I don't think we need the kicker mana from this guy anymore. I just don't want them to, like, swallow 3 tokens and do, like, a ton of damage. Wow. Callous Lookout. Good. And I'm fine if they kill that. And still on defense. I think the game crashing really took some of our momentum away. I don't know if we're gonna... Ooh, put a 1/1 counter on each soldier. Oh god! But do you attack with them? They do not. They attack with the Faith Bonder, and they get to enlist some people. They choose to enlist nobody. It goes later. Okay, so we enlist with the healer. Oh my gosh, this is a good black and white deck. I wish we got to see this one in action. Okay, welp. How dead are we? I think we'll try to trade there. Jump there, eat there, and we take at most 4. I can live with that. Auto Tapper's the real sleeper agent. It's my own fault for trusting me, really. I should be more in control. Alright, we get our pick of the top 2. We can have a Terror or this guy. Terror! And a Lightning Strike. Beautiful. Okay, so... Man, they have the mana to dodge that. Okay, look. Give me a colorless, give me a blue, and a black. And I think we just wait them out, and hopefully our terror is too terrible for them. Thoughts on Squeeze Story, the chattest MTG character. I just like that. I think the original version, he was just very lucky. He kept getting into situations where he was supposed to die, but avoided it. Okay, so if I block, they're gonna feed something to it. And I lightning strike it in response. I guess I can, but then they can just eat something else. But at least now I'm making them eat a lot of stuff, and they're still, I'm probably going to trade with this, right? They're not going to come out dead. Yep, that's fine. Ooh, we get to send something out of here. This thing, I think, before it gains them any more life or scries them anymore. Alright, so now no attack because we lose that race. We just have to hold this off. And hopefully this is a land for the next 5 turns. Yeah. Alright. Okay. But now I really wanted like a lightning strike or something. How many of this will we use? 1? Just 1? Did we exile 1? 2. We've done 2 of our lightning strikes. Well, we're gonna put pressure on them. I mean, this isn't, if they don't block, this is a race that now we are in front of, right? So anyway, Squee was, I think, originally just really lucky and avoided dying, and then they eventually made it so that he can't die. And now he just kind of is around forever, and like, oh, it's funny, it's cute. Okay, I don't need every time we go to Dominaria another unkillable squeak card. I don't know that that really works for me anymore. Okay, so now we could 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it costs 2 to double this, then 6 to cast it once, and once with kicker. Let's try. I don't know. Okay. Uh-huh. All right. So I want a black and a colorless. And I want to do the kickered version there. And now if I copy it, do I get the kicker copied? If not, that's fine. Okay, so they are sacrificing that to go get something else. But they didn't wait for me to pick both targets, so now I can just kill that one. Okay. So they did block my attacker, but we got to kill something. Oh, these enchantments get me every time. All right. We each have to hit each other 3 times. So I think I'm in the lead. But they have cards in hand and I don't. Oh dear. Oh my god. Come on. Alright, we're gonna sandbag this swamp. And hopefully they have no way to buff this guy. Or else we just lose. This is the most down to the wire game. Who's this? Doesn't matter, it doesn't fly. We win! We win! By the closest of margins. Even with our Ajani avatar. Alright, we've leveled up on our account that does not matter. So again, for anyone who recently joined, this is Dominaria United Early Access on Magic Arena, and we are playing a draft. We are currently 6-2. Are we gonna make it all the way to 7 wins? Okay, Liliana comes back. It's only when you rejoin a game that it forces the sleeper agent on you, which is so funny to me. Oops, where did my draft go? Here it is. Okay. I don't think we're making any changes. I don't think we're doing anything. We're just running it back. Whew. This is peak Magic. The thrill of a close game when everyone just draws lands for 3 turns and gets frustrated and throws their deck on the floor. Yeah. All right, did I finish looking at cards in the set that I like? I think I pointed out a couple. Let me get this going again. Oh. Wow, somehow my image gallery jumped all the way down to the end of it. Looking at the multicolored stuff now, I think I picked more or less a card for each color, and yep, we're gonna have to put a pause on that because we found a match. Okay, we have 1 island to fuel our entire hand. I'm fine with it. We've never... Have we lost a game with an island in our opening hand? Oh, we did. That one that had perfect mana that we still lost. You're gonna do more early access drafts this week. Is it only today? It is a 24-hour... Squeaky chair. It is a 24-hour long event. Started at 10 a.m. Eastern time. I am... I'm sorry, 10 a.m. Pacific time, which was 1 p.m. for me. But that's when they unlock the client for download. So I had to download the 7 gigabyte file and install it and log in. That took a while. So I didn't actually start streaming until like 2:30. It runs for 24 hours. So it goes until 10 a.m. Pacific tomorrow. So 1 for me. I think I will. I'm having fun. I think I want to jump on again tomorrow and do some more. Alternatively, I could work on the script for the story recap. I should be doing that. But this is like such a unique opportunity and a small window of time to take advantage of it. I think I'd rather just do more live streaming. Like, how could I not? Okay, we're up to technically 4 mana. They have an O2 Defender. Well, everyone loves these Defender decks. Do we just go over the top with our Flyer? Or through it with our Menacer? I think we go over the top. And no point attacking there. Is it out on Arena Thursday? Yes, so the set release happens on Thursday anyway, so the early access is Tuesday and Wednesday. And then I didn't draw another land, so I'm sad about that. Could just draw more cards here. Can't kick it though, man. Is it okay to play this without the kicker? I guess it is. Or do I cut down their defender? It already did its thing because it already entered the battlefield. I don't really care. I don't have a strong play. I guess we just attack. And drop Kabu. I think it was a missed opportunity of not having Calyx and New Capenna. What do you think he's up to? He's gonna show up at the most inopportune time. Right as Elspeth is in the middle of fighting Phyrexians, he's gonna show up and she's gonna either have to convince him to knock it off and join the fight, or she's gonna have to fight him and then somebody else is gonna die because she wasn't available. Now what do I do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I could kick this. I think we do that. Get some more cards. Would love to get some more lands now that we're drawing our expensive stuff. And I don't think we're attacking with the Kabu, but we'll just fly in with the Drake. As for what Calyx has been doing, yeah, you can't have him show up every time Elspeth shows up. Otherwise, it's not really a hunt or a chase. Right? He needs some time away to do his own thing and find himself. But I think he is going to catch up to her sometime within the next, I guess within the next year, right? We've got Brothers War, we've got March of the Machines, we've got, you know, the next couple of sets are all about this battle against the Phyrexians, and it's going to be all hands on deck for that, including Elspeth, who has Halo and her new weapon, Luxior, so she's going to be a key player. Although she was curiously absent from any of the art that they showed us as part of previews. So that is kind of curious. We're going to fire NATO. I do need double blue, so I guess we're keeping that island. And now our menacing attacker can get in there. Okay, we're doing it. Card draw, still card draw. Yeah, I just like being able to kick that one, and they have a 7/7 that gained them 5 life, so they are, what is this deck? Is this a domain 5 color? They've got multiple tap lands with all the basic types. This is great. We're gonna lose so hard to this. Well, another spot where cut down is not nearly as good as Bloodchief's Thirst, because that could have killed this thing. Whereas it doesn't have reach, right? Okay. So I guess we just go over the top. Could have maybe attacked with the Kabu because they would have had a double block and we could have killed this wall with it. And that's it. That's all she wrote. So now we could double block and kill that thing, I guess. Excuse me. Have another big scary green creature. Okay, got it. We were gonna need like our Chaos Warp to knock one of these out and hopefully replace it with a little vine. And this does have reach, and its stats are bigger than Cut Down can handle. So once again, betrayed by the Cut Down. Even if I double it up with Najal, it doesn't help me. So what do? I guess we just drop our Desecrator. That could at least let me do Fire NATO again, or draw more cards. What do we like better? Oh, never mind. We don't get to do that. Haha, JK, LOL. Well, this is funny, because now I wish I still had Phasing of Zalfir in this deck, because that would be much better on our side than on theirs. Oh, it all comes full circle. Although if we had had phasing in this deck this whole time, we probably would not have made it to 6 wins. But now that we're here, I wish we had it in this deck. How many Planeswalkers do you think will get completed? Saw someone suggest a return to the ways of old, as most of our Planeswalkers get completed, so the good guys only have legendary creatures. I think Planeswalkers... This is 7 with Trample. Okay. I think Planeswalkers are too valuable to the Magic property now. They will never get rid of them entirely. I could see a passing of the torch. I feel like that's what War of the Spark was supposed to be. But they didn't let enough of them die. So the new generation, people like Teo and even like Kaya, haven't really had a chance to take center stage. I mean, Kaya was featured in Kaldheim, sure, but like... Uh-oh. Pump. Oh, no. Okay. You can kill that. That's fine. I don't know how we're going to punch through all of this... all of this tree folk? Is it all tree folk and plant walls? Okay. Yeah, we need, jeez. Welp. Let's throw some spaghetti at the wall and see if any of this sticks. I don't know. On the one hand, it is sad to see favorite characters die. I think it's good for the Magic story, though. I think you want refreshment, you want new characters, you want things to change over time. You don't want to see Jace and Chandra forever. That gets a little stale. Although it is also hard to come up with new characters and... Do we steal this? I guess we do. Kick it, we're finally using this for what we wanted it for. Get him. Like Gideon's death was touching to me. Yes, Gideon's death. And like that kicked off a whole new wave of new stories. And now we get people reacting to that. And Liliana carries guilt, and Chandra is like angry about it, and like everyone has, and Jace is like very detached and the strategist and understands the sacrifice. It elevates all your other remaining characters. I think death, when done well, raises the stakes in a good way. When it is Jaya being thrown off the top of the mana rig, it is... I mean, I guess we have to see where we go with that, but it felt like they brought her back. They weren't really sure what to do with her. She kind of hung around for a while, and then she died. Like, again-ish, in a way, right? Because, like, she hadn't really been part of the stories for a long, long time. But they're like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if we had a second quippy pyromancer? And like, now we'll keep the younger one because she tests better with audiences. So I don't know, when it's a throwaway death, literally like that, then it is less good. When it's... What am I even doing here? I guess we can try to get an attack in. But when it's like Gideon or, you know, Dak and Domri, I mean, those guys at least move the plot forward in a way. I guess we take 4 and hope they don't have some giant domain pump spell. Okay. Ooh, we need to draw answers right here, right now. Chaotic transformation. Okay. What do we do with this? Do we try to downgrade that? Do we try to upgrade our thing? I don't think we need to mess with lands. Do we blow up their artifact and hope that they have no more artifacts? I guess so. Do we try to turn this into a serpent? I think we do. No enchantments, no planeswalkers. Do I want to blow up a land? I guess I can take them off of... They've got like all 5 covered multiple ways, right? So we'll try. We'll try. Wonder what will happen when Teferi goes back in time to before the mending. If you think about when a planeswalker dies, they die and set up a story beats, but they could also be brought back in the future through times travel. Select a permanent that was exiled. Okay. And I downgrade it. Savage. Welp. And they get a new artifact. It is a meteorite that comes in and blows up my new card. Okay, well, the chaos magic has betrayed us once again. Terrible, terrible. Oh, okay, yeah, this game's over. All right. If a planeswalker dies, they set up the story. They can be brought back. They can, but they really shouldn't. That is such a niche thing, and I do not like it when they do. Don't like it when Bucky comes back as Winter Soldier. I don't like it when, hey, there we go. That maybe buys us a turn. You know, dead characters should die and stay dead, barring undoing the snap, which was like a cool. No, wait, no, I could have killed this myself before it gets exiled. Now I don't draw a card. Anyway, okay. Yeah, so people can die. They should stay dead. That is my line on that. If a planeswalker dies off of home plane, do they still go to their home plane after life? And I'm reading ahead here. I see related to Gideon. If we go by Gideon, he died on Ravnica. People think his soul is on Theros. It is not. It has been confirmed multiple times. It is not. They are referring to that one card, Heartfelt Reunion or something, where it shows him with his friends on Theros. But that was depicting his like dying thoughts as he was being ripped into pieces by Bolas and his magic and the contract with Liliana. He didn't actually go back to Theros. No part of him left Ravnica. Oh, I can still answer this and kill my own thing. Yeah, I gotta do it. I get cards, and maybe one of them somehow kills this. Oh, we're still in it. We're still in it, gang. We get to send that away. Oh, man. So anyway, as far as we can tell, you die somewhere, that's it. You're dead. You stay there. Your spirit might stay in the relative world where you are. Elspeth went to the underworld of Theros. That has its own unique rules. Death on Ravnica can put you into a spirit realm there too, as the Orzhov will tell you, but Gideon, I don't think, gets to do that for complicated reasons. Any good dragons in this set? Oh, good question. I don't think there's many. There's the Shivan Devastator, right? The hasty dragon that costs X mana. Let me look real quick. Since our opponent is not sure how to win this game anymore. I was like ready to just fold on this, and then we played to our outs. We sacrificed our own creature in response to their exile spell, drew removal. There's 4 dragons in Dominaria United. Dragon Whelp, which is a reprint of a card from Alpha. It's a 4-mana 2/3. Not great. The Ragefire Hellkite, 6-mana 5/3 with flying. Whenever it attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, Ragefire Hellkite gains double strike until end of turn, so potentially 10 damage up in the air. Rith, the liberated primeval, so we get a new primeval dragon. I mean, not new, but and so that's a 5/5 for 5 with Naya colors behind it. It's got flying and ward 2. Other dragons have ward 2, and at the beginning of your end step, if a creature or planeswalker an opponent controls was dealt excess damage this turn, create a 4/4 dragon creature token with 1. And then the Devastator, as I said. So 4 dragons to pick from. 3 are mono red, 1 is Naya. Very, very interesting. Okay, opponent deep in the tank, wondering if things have glitched out here. What is happening? Where are we? let's take a closer look, Blue Dragon. I think I'm still connected to the internet, right? I didn't time out. Okay, and okay. Never didn't have it. Yeah. Here for Krenko. Yeah. The goofy response, I saw someone say before John reveal, swear to God, to carry this time travel after the reveal. Yeah. Yeah, time travel has the potential to... Alright, now we're dead. We can't remove both of these with just a 3-mana bolt. So I guess we just go face and... whap whap. Disamused White Dragon. Alright, good game. You did get us in the end. 6-3, not quite a perfect 7-0, but that was one heck of a draft. I think we did pretty well there. I'm happy with how our little Dominaria spell slinging. Look at all these prizes I'll never use. Let's just put the final deck up one last time here. And changing those basic lands was clutch, right? That was such a good investment of our time. A lot of spells, a lot of cool stuff to do. I liked Tolarian Terror, ended up being definitely a heavy hitter. Chaotic Transformation was fun. Never really got a good outcome out of it. Najal doubling up spells ended up being really good. Enthrall to the Pit probably would cut if I was redoing this. It just never really came up with a good opportunity to use it. The cheap removal ends up being awesome. Tribute to Urborg and Rona's Vortex, especially when we could kick it. It doesn't shuffle. It puts a permanent on the bottom of its owner's library where it's pretty much gone forever. It's almost as good as killing it. In some ways, it's better than killing it because now they can't get it out of the graveyard with any of the reanimation spells. Cut Down, I was not super high on. A lot of times we were frustrated that it was dead against stuff with the wrong power and toughness combination. But I think it's still worth running in here, just the one copy. But if I had to make another cut, it might be Cut Down. The Figment was surprisingly good. I don't know why it has Vigilance, but the 2/1 that can attack through blockers when you cast an instant or sorcery, I like. The Tide Turners helped us hit mana, and they were able to hold off some 1/1s and even 2/2s. So that's great. Electrostatic Infantry, probably one of the better cards in this deck. He got huge every game that we got to play him, or he was the target of removal before he got huge because he's such a threat. Lightning Strike, it's no Lightning Bolt, it's not even Wizard's Lightning from our last trip to Dominaria, but it is solid removal and it can go to the face. We did win one game by throwing that at face, which let our Haunting Figment do the last 2 damage. Vohar is interesting. I liked how they give any spell, any instant or sorcery basically flashback for 2 mana. That we took advantage of, and the drawing a card, discarding a card, looting. I mean, this is like a neat legendary. This might be one to build around. I don't know if I would do a whole commander deck around it, but I'm open to it. Maybe Brawl. Espionage, I like Divination just as a baseline card. Draw 2 for 3. And the upside on this, adding on, making them discard, not bad. I was happy to have this in my hand just about every game. Our Drake, again, you need some flyers, you need some bodies. And the 3-mana 2/3s, again, they hold off the 2/2s pretty well until they end up being the knights that can pump themselves, then maybe not so well. But filled the curve, we'll say. Talus Lookout, great. I would play another one of these, I think, if we had it, certainly in place of that. And then the Fire NATO, expensive removal, but it fit our colors. Maybe this should have been, where was it? Maybe it should have just been Extinguish the Light and just kill something straight up, rather than being damage related. Like this would have killed that Tree Folk that was too big for us. But double black, and we didn't really have the lands to support. So that was the final deck. I was happy with it. We did pretty well. Excuse me. I appreciate you guys all being here. This was a great stream, but I think this is where I'm going to end for today. I'm going to go get dinner with my family. Maybe I'll work on my story recap script some tonight so that tomorrow I can free up my morning, and maybe we can squeeze in another little bit of live streaming. That is going to be it. Let me just read through chat one more time here real quick, see if I missed anything. Where do you learn the backstories? Are there novels? Well, there are paperback novels if you go back far enough. There is a section on the Wizards of the Coast website where they have the current stories, and it's more or less organized and up to date. There is some out-of-date stuff on there that isn't true anymore, but I would start there. I would start at the Wizards website, and usually I have the link in my descriptions on my videos or something, so poke around. I'm sure you can find that. Gideon took on the curse, right, so Liliana could live. Pretty sure Bolas would have made sure no resurrections. Yeah, he's dead. Any new instants and sorceries to strengthen my dragons? I would have to go back and look at the entire list. The whole gallery is available, again, over at the Wizards of the Coast website. You can just thumb through it. Pretty cool. Changing the lands, pro gamer move. Correct. Personally, my favorite Planeswalker post War of the Spark was Tyvar Kell, because he's low-key wholesome. Yes, and I like in the story when Tybalt tries to like mind trick him by like preying on his insecurities, and the dude just straight up doesn't have any because he's he's like incorruptible. Pretty cool. Nicole says, thank you everyone for coming. Looking forward to many more with you. I keep trying to do Agent of Treachery with Mirror March. That is some hefty magic, my friend. That is, few wizards can learn that power to to clone their agents and steal the opponent's entire board. If I stream tomorrow, what time would it be? It would have to be in the morning, because this event ends at 1 p.m. my time, East Coast time, New York time. So I would probably try to get on at like 9 or 10 a.m. my time and go up till lunch and then stop midday probably. Can't wait for more Phyrexians. Yeah, I wanted to like force a Phyrexian deck here. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. This was kind of the good guys, mostly good guys. I think we had a few Phyrexians in there, but maybe tomorrow we'll try and force some Defilers or something really, really evil. Had a great time. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. This has been a lot of fun. I am enjoying the live streaming. Still trying to figure out what my, I don't know, my vibe is going to be here, but I think we're hitting a good stride here. Thoughts on the new teaser trailer? Is there a new one, or are we talking about the one where the camera just whips around to Johnny and we see his red eye? If there's something after that, I haven't seen it yet, so maybe I need to poke around. Maybe something new came out. So that's what I'm going to go do. I'm going to go catch up on the news from the day, have dinner with my fam, and I hopefully will be on here again tomorrow morning, and maybe I'll see some of you there as well. Otherwise, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the great stories you'll only find here on Magic Arcanum. On behalf of Nicole, we'll see ya. Where's my stop button? Thanks for watching, guys.